Hey, Xavier, CRC. Thanks for tuning in. We are back with another one. Today it's going to be police related. It's a story for you early transitioners out there, you applicants, cadets, rookie officers, young officers. Something I noticed, and I don't really know if this is going to have like a segment name per se. It's going to be prevalent because they come to me, and it happened when I was teaching in the academy. So often I found myself in these mentoring situations, and I found that the cadets that I was talking to always got more from hearing the things that I did wrong than all the things that I was super badass and cool at, right? And I noticed just over my career in law enforcement, so often officers always want to present themselves as like the most badass, perfect, gun shooting, tactical motherfucker like in the fucking room. It's like everyone was a rookie, everyone made mistakes, and I think it's more beneficial for younger officers and cadets and applicants to hear about the mistakes, about what not to do, right? So that way you can save time and effort like that. And it's a good laugh. I look back on a lot of these things and I laugh at them now. So I don't know, maybe maybe we'll name this story time or things I messed up as a cop. I don't know. Maybe it might not have a title at all for a segment. But anyway, I'm going to do this occasionally, just kind of tell you about, interesting little funny things that happened to me. So today is going to be about the first time, keyword, first time I crashed a patrol car. All right. That was probably one of my biggest fears. Like, I did not want to crash a patrol car because I did not want to be like, I didn't want to be responsible. I didn't want to put the liability on the department. I didn't want to put the liability on the city that I did something so stupid and I crashed into somebody, right? But, it's kind of one of those things, the biggest thing you fear ends up happening anyway because you think about it so much, right? But I did pretty good. I didn't crash a car or nick anything while I was in the academy or while I was on FTO. It happened when I got cut loose. And that's a dangerous time. That is a dangerous time because you're like, ooh, all right. The department trusts me enough. I've proven myself. I'm off FTO. I'm doing my own thing. I'm running calls the way I want to run calls. I'm getting there the way I want to get there. I'm taking the way that I think is the best. And I've been cut loose for a few months. And I forget the specifics of the call, but we were in the area and we had to look. We had to look around, for this specific vehicle. And so, I'm kind of multitasking. I'm driving. I'm looking at the computer, reading the description. I'm searching around. And we're kind of at this slow point in traffic. And I think you just kind of pick up, right? It just kind of happens. You develop this skill. I know, what's the science? We never really multitask, right? The brain just kind of shifts from one thing to another really quickly, but we're never actually doing multiple things at the same time. But whatever the fuck, all right, you want to call it. I was doing that. And it's a skill you pick up doing patrol work, right? Just kind of have, you get used to driving here, looking at this, but being aware of like when the light turns red, when the light's green. And so I was kind of doing that because I wanted to find this car because I was riding with a buddy of mine. We were buddy bumping. So he was in one patrol car, I was in another. I wanted to find the person first, right? It's just competitive nature. It's the personality thing. That's what they scream for. Don't worry about it, all right? So I'm doing this and we're kind of in this flow, right? We're in the flow of traffic. And I'm like, okay, boom. In the corner, in my peripheral, I'm like, okay, I see that the light is green. We're coasting about the speed. I'm looking around for this thing, and I made my mistake. The mistake was thinking that everyone is paying attention, like I'm paying attention, to the traffic indicators. Well, someone wasn't. I don't know what she was doing, but she was not going with the flow. When she was not going when there was a green light, and I'm coasting along, and I, boom, slammed right into the back of her car. And my heart just dropped. right on my ass. Just you rolled down the seat, under it, couldn't find it. I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be so bad. This is going to be terrible. I'm like, what if she's hurt? I'm like, everybody saw. I'm like, my partner behind me just saw. I'm gonna have to call the supervisor. No one's ever gonna let me live this down. And all those things happen, right? So she gets out. And oh man, this is funny. This is funny. This is how bad I wanted the problem to go away. She gets out. She looks. She's like, ah. And I'm like, ma'am, I am so sorry. Are you injured? And she's like,
no, I'm fine.
She's like, she looks at the car. I'm looking at her car because I'm expecting like her whole situation just to be just jacked up, right? Luckily it's not. It's like a little dent. She's like,
oh,
she's like,
that's oh, this is not bad. She's like, oh, it's all fine, officer.
I'm good.
Oh, when she said that, I wanted to let her go, y'all. I wanted to let her go. But that is not our policy. We have this whole procedural thing that we have to do. We gotta notify everybody, this whole thing. And even though I wanted to, because the problem could just went away, I did not. I told her, hey, we gotta pull up to the gas station. I understand that you're fine, and I'm very happy for that. But I have a procedure that I have to go through. The whole spill, it was embarrassing. Supervisor came out, asked me what happened. Told him I wasn't paying attention, crashed to the back. He just grabbed me on my shoulder. He's like, X, like, you know this is donuts, right? So here, I'm sure there's some variation across every department everywhere. But we have something called donut court. And I had to bring in donuts for my mistake. Nothing really happened to it. It went to internal investigations, as all, at fault officer collisions do. Obviously, I was found super guilty, but I think I just got like an oral reprimand because it was like my first one. And yeah, it was super embarrassing, but I learned something from that, right? I learned that even if I'm paying attention to all these different things, to not just rely on everyone being as aware of a driver as we are as officers, right? We go through a whole driving and EVOC course. The average everyday civilian does not go through that. And so guess what? Never since that point have I done anything like that again, nor has it happened. But, that was definitely not the last time that I've crashed a car. All right. But that's a story for another day. All right. Hope you guys get something out of it. Like, again, I don't know what this is going to be called. I don't know if it's going to be called anything. It's just different stories that come up that I hope that, some young officer, some young cadet, some young applicant out there can glean something from. And hopefully you guys don't repeat the same things that I did. Hopefully you got a little chuckle out of it too. All right. It's Xavier CRC signing off. Again, if you like the video, comment, subscribe, and check our links down below for police officer educational material. It helps the channel out a ton. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one.